Hi, good morning, Manasa.
Good morning, Manisha.
You please start your explanation.
Okay, Manisha. I'm sharing my screen. My screen is visible to you, Manisha.
Yes.
Now, today we are discussing managing security. Uh, First, going to the network page. Here we can see accessing access to dimension members. We can give security access to dimensions members, parent level or member level. Now I'm going to application. Here we have after login to our credentials. So here we have to go to home page. Click on in navigator. Click on dimensions. We have to select account dimension, and we have to give the uh, security access to dimension fields. Here I'm going to the application. Under application, in application I'm clicking on navigator, and in under create and management I'm clicking on dimensions. These are the dimension members. Now we can give security access to dimension member. Here back to activity guide. Here uh, we have to give to access to total accounts. Here click on the assign access icon from the actions drop. And now we have to, after clicking on that, we have to click on group tab and give access to the member. So back to application. This is the total account which we have to give the security access. Click on it and click on actions. Under actions, we have to click on assign access. We have to click on it. Here under groups, we have to click on add icon, plus icon. In that we have to here we have already given access. Click on options. So we have click on access. Now back to next page. Here we have to give the access to service administrator and give the right access, and we have to click add. Back to the application. Here we have giving the service administrator access and giving right access to that. Read access means we can only read the data in the total account. Write access means we can also write and can also edit it. Or none means there no access is given to particular user. I mean, service now the service administrator I have given right access. I'm adding on it. I'm closing it. See here, there is no service administrator. We have visible here. We have already given the access to the service administrator. Back to the application. In the same way, we have to give the access to entity EN05 and EN06. In the same way, we have to give the access. Here, go to entity under the dimensions. And we have to expand segments. Here, EN0105. We have to give to EN01 in for 05. Go to actions and click on assign access. In the same way, we have to give the access, go to groups, click on plus symbol, and we have to give the service administrator access. We are giving right access type and add it. Click OK, close it. For the same way, we are giving the access to EN06. Click on select it, click on actions, click on assign access, go to groups, click on add symbol, and here give select the service administrator role, and we have to give right access and add it. So the same way we can give the security access to all dimensions. This is about how we give the how we give access to dimensions. Next, the topic is about value intersection. Going to value intersection. Value intersection is nothing but we can restrict some cell interactions. Here, we have to go to home page, application cluster. Under application cluster, we can click on, we have to click on value intersection. Back to application. Go to home page. Here we have applications. Click on application. Under application, we have value intersection. Click on it. This is the value intersection page. Back to activity get. Here we have to create some value intersection now. Click on create and enter name as sample value intersection. Back to application. I'm clicking on create. Here we have give name to the value intersection. Sample valid. Sample value intersection. Here enter the name and that next page. Here we have to select the anchor dimension first. Here in the guide we have to click, take anchor dimension as account. I'm clicking on it. I'm taking account dimension. Back to activity guide. Now we have to click on add dimension to make a combination with the another dimension. We are clicking add dimension here. Here the add dimension, we have to click on it. Here to add dimension, we are taking entity. Click on entity and we have to give the add rule. Back to activity guide. Here we have to click on add rule and we have to select the dimensions here. Here search for operating income and hit enter. Then select the result by clicking it. Now we have to in account dimension we have to take operating income. Back to the application. Here we have to click on it, edit it. Click on it. This is the operating income. We have to select it. Here we have selected operating income. Next, back to application. If you want to remove it, click on this the settings icon and we have to remove it. If you want, if it's necessary, first select it and remove it. Back to activity guide. Here now we have to go to entity tab and search for EN01. Next page. And we have to select EN01 with descendants. Go to application. We have selected now entity. This EN01. We have to select it with descendants. This is how we can remove. We have to select it and go to settings icon and we have to remove it. Click on OK. Back to activity grid. Here we are selected the entity with EN01 ID sentence. We have to click OK and we have to save it. Save it. Here we can see the sample value intersection which we have created. In this way, we can create the value intersection rule. Go back to activity again. Now we are going to data management. How the data is loading in the data management. How we are giving the mapping to the data. Now to run the data management, we have to go to navigation and click on data management. Now back to application. Click on navigator. And here under integrations, we have data management. Click on it. Here, after clicking on data management, we have to select the setup tab and click on import format. We have to select setup and import format. Now back to activity guide. After selecting import format, we have to click on add and we have to give the name as if underscore FCCS, description as import format to load data, file type as delimited numeric data, and file delimiters are a pipe, and then we have to click on save. Now go into data management page. We have to click on add. Here we have to give the name. This is back to activate. We have to give the description as import format to the load data. Here we have to give the source as file. Click on it, select it and click on it. Here the file type as delimited numeric data. Here we have taken delimiter as pipe. Click on save. Back to activity grid. Here after click on save, we have to give the mappings which we have entering in the data. Here I will show you. This is the file I am going to upload it. Here account is 1, entity is 2, movement dimension is 3, and product is 4, intercompany is 5, local gap is 6, and this is the amount is 7, and this is the data source. Now first, here we have to give the mappings. Here account is 1 and the amount is 7 and data source is 8 and the entity is 2. There is no from currency. Intercompany is 5 and the movement is 3 and multi-gap. Here we have 6, and last product is 4. We have to give the mappings and we have to click on save. Now the mappings are saved. Back to activity guide. Here, after entering the mappings, we have to click on save. Now we have to go to task locations in the setup tab and we have to click on add. We have to give the local FCCS and import format. We have already created if FCCS and we have to click on save. Now going to data management page. Now we are under setup. We have going taking location. Click on location. We have to click on add. Here we have to give the name to the location. Local FCCS. In import format as further we created the import format is if FCCS. We have to click on it and click OK. Back to the activity guide. Here we can take an import format as if FCCS. When we have to click on save. Save. The location is saved. Now back to activity guide. After entering the location, we have to go to workflow. Under workflow, we have to click on a data load mapping. Click on a location and we have to change the location under in data load mapping. Now going to workflow, we have to click on data load mapping. Here we have to change the location which we have created now. Click on and reset it. And this is the location which we have created now. Location FCCS. Click on it and select it and click on it. I'm going to here we have taken period as Jan 20 and we have to click OK. Here in the data management page, we are click on search button. Search it. This is Jan 21. In the application I have taken ESS 21 and click on it. So I am selecting the 21 and save it. Back to the activity guide. Here we have taken the location and period and click OK. Now performing the mapping of the account dimension, click on like mapping tab, then enter the following details by clicking add. Back to the data management page. We are taking like mapping, click on like mapping and we have to give the start to start mapping here. Click on add. For every dimension we have to give the mapping. Click on add. Start mapping. Save. Click on save. In the same way, we have to give the mapping to every dimension. Now data, we have to click on add. Same process we have to Click on save. Move back to data source. By default, we have the data source map already mapped. Dimension is already mapped. Go to entity, click on add. Click on save. From currency is also, there is no from currency, we didn't added in our data. Intercompany, click on add. Click on save. Here in the movement dimension is also default, and local gap, multi gap is also default, and we are giving product. Click on add. Mapping. Click on save. Here back to activity gate. We have selected the mappings. Here start to start mapping for all the dimension. Go to next page. We have to click saving for all the mappings. Now go to data road rule in workflow and we click on add, and we have to select the name. We have to create the name as DL FCCS and description as data load rule of FCCS, and we have to click on save. Back to data management. We have already saved all the mappings. Click on save. Now go to data load rule. Click on add. Here we have given DL. Here import format we have to select. If FCCS we have created before, click on it and click OK. Back to activity gate. We have given a name and we have to give the description as data load rule for FCCS. Here I am going to back to application. Data load. Back to activity gate. Click on save. We have to go to the data management page. We have already entered. Here we have click on save. Back to data management. Sorry, activity gate. Here we have taken the data rule we have created. Now we have to upload file and we have to execute it. Now we are going to the application data management. Click on select. Go to upload. Click on it. Choose the file. This is the file which I have created. I will show the preview. This is the file I am going to upload now. Open. Click OK. And select the file. And click OK. Click on save. We have uploaded the file now. We have to go to execute it. Back to activity gate. For here, click on execute and we have to select the options and we have to taken the file uploaded. We have already uploaded the file here and we have to run the execution. Back to data management page. We have to select it, import source is okay, and we also taken the export target file, and we are going to run the process. Execution has successful, and click on it. Back to activity guide. Here we have taken the running process execution is done. We have to refresh it, and we have to see whether the execution is completely done or not. We have to go to data management page, and we have to refresh it. Here we can see the green tick here. Then the without errors, our data is uploaded. Go back to activity get. Here now we have to go to data load workbench. We can see this whether our exported file image here. We are going back to application. Now we are going to workbench, data workbench, data load workbench. Here our application is done without errors. Now I'm going to activity care. Now we have to go in order to view the exported data in FCCS application. Now we have to go to home page and click on role and click on launch consolidation role. Now going to application. Here our data has been successfully uploaded. Now we will see the data in application. Now go into the activity again. Now we have to go to home page and rules card. Click launch the consolidation rule. Here I'm going to home page. Click on roles. Here we have to click on consolidation. Click on it. Here back to activity guide. Here we have to take EN01 and the period as Jan and the scenario as actual and year as FY20 here. But I am taking FY21. Then click on launch. Go back to application. Here we have already the data has been entered because we have already created it in data management. So we have to click on launch directly. This business tool has launched. We can see it in jobs console. Click OK. Back to activity guide. Here I have launched it. Now we have to go to income state data expand and income statement folder. Income FCCS income statement by period. We have to open it in the form, and we can see here. We can see the data there. Back to application. You can see it on jobs console. I told you before. Under application, we have to click on jobs. Back to, here we have to click on data. Under income statement by period, we have to click on here. You can see the actual and FY21 which we have selected earlier. I'm going to activity guide. To enter the details, click on dimension member and search for the members shown on preceding table and click OK. The following screenshot will be the year dimension member. This is the point of view. We have to take a period view. Entity as EN05. Back to application. Here entity as EN05. We have to click on it and select it and click on it. Okay, back to activity care. We have to take view as periodic view. Click on it. Take periodic view. Select it and click on it. Back to activity guide. Here we have to take consolidation as input, entity input. Click on consolidation. Take it as entity input and click OK. Back to our activity guide. Here we have to take data sources, total input and adjusted. Data source. On data source. Take it as total input and adjusted. Click OK. Back to activity care. Here we have to take intercompany as no intercompany. Select it and click OK. Activity care. Multi-gap as local gap, currency as entity currency, product as no product. Local gap. Click OK. Currency as entity currency. Click on entity currency and click OK. And product as no product. On no product. Click OK. No product. You have to click on go. Back to next page. Here after clicking OK, we can see the values here which we have entered through data management. Back to activity guide. Now the topic is about managing data. Here in the managing data, we can see the import, export, and copy clear data. Here in the importing the data, now we have to go to home page, application cluster. Under application cluster, we have to go to overview. Click on actions. In the drop down list, we can see the import data here. Back to application. I'm going to home page. Under application, click on overview. Here in the actions tab, click on it, and we can see the import data here. Click on it. Now going to activity guide. We have to create import data.csv and file location is dlabs. We are going back to application. Click on create. Here we have taken that local machine and comma delimited, and we have to choose the file. Click on it. And taking is zoom data load. Click on open, and the file is selected. Back to next page. We have to import the data. Back to application. We are going to validate it. We have to import the data. Here, click OK. Data has imported. Close it. Back to activity gate. Here we can go to jobs, and we can see the whether data is imported or not. Go into application, click on jobs. The data is in process. The data is the import data is completed here. We have to go to activity get back, and now we are going to see how the copying and clearing the data. Click on the overview and the same overview, and we have to click on copy data. I'm going to select, going to the application, see, go into overview. Under actions, we have to select copy data. Here, we have to click on create button and take a scenario as actual, year as FY20, period as Jan, and here entity, from which entity to which entity we are selecting it. From EN052, we are going to copy data to EN06, and take data sources, data input, FCCS data input. Click on the application, click on create. Here we are taking scenario as actual. Click OK. Year as FY21. Select it and click OK. And the period as Jan. Here in the activity guide, we can see period as Jan. Click OK. And here entity we have to select as EN05, EN0105. Here EN01. I am selecting EN05. Click OK. Here from EN052, we are giving EN06. So I am taking 6. We are taking data sources, data input. Click OK. We have now back to activity guide. Here we can see we have created the details, and we are going to next page. We have to run it. We have to run the copy data now. Click on back to application. We have to click on run. Confirm it, and the job is submitted in the job console. We can see it in jobs. We can save it. Click on save. Okay. Cancel it. Here I have saved the job. Cancel it. Back to activity gate. Here we are going to jobs, and we can see the copy data is completed status. Click on jobs. We can see the data is completed. Back to activity gate. Here to verify the copy data EN06, click on data card application, expand the FCCS income statement folder, and then click on open FCCS income statement by period form. Change the entity EN0106, and then click go, and verify the data is present from the accounts. Back to application. Here we are going to click on navigator and go to data card. Here we have EN05. So I'm we have to select EN06. Select it, click OK. Click go. Here we can see the data has copied from EN05 to EN06. Back to activity gate. The call we already seen the copy data. Now we are going to see about clear data under actions. Here now we have to go to overview under application cluster and we have to click on clear data. Back to application home page. Under application cluster we have to click on overview. Here under actions we can see clear data. Click on it. Go back to activity gate. After clicking on clear data we have to mention the details. Dimension details as a scenario actual and year as FY21, period as Jan, entity as EN06, and data source as FCCS data input. We are back to application. We click on create. We have to take scenario as actual. Click on select it and click OK. And we have taken year as FY21 and select it and click OK. Period as Jan. Select it and click OK. And entity is EN060106, which we have entered copied data of EN05 to 06. Now we are going to clear the data 06 and click OK. And now data source selected FCCS data input. We have taken data input and click OK. We have selected the dimensions and going to next page. We have to click on run and we can see the data in data page. We are going to application. I am clicking on run. Click OK. The clear data has done. Click cancel. Going to activity gate. Here we can step 9. We can see that form EN06 mentioned here. We have to go to entity. We have to go to income statement and income statement by period, and we have to see that whether EN0 has the data or not. We have cleared now. Back to application. Go to navigator. Click on data. Under dashboards, we can see that the EN0106 data has been cleared. So go into forms. Now here it is a forms are nothing but we can filter the filter. Here we can under forms we can click on home. We have to go to home page and click on navigation and click on forms. Here back to application we are going to navigation button and we have under create and management we have selected forms. Back to activity gate. Here we have to click on create tab and we have to give the name as data forms. Back to application. Here under library I have taken the data form earlier. I'm just editing it as data form. Here mention data form and click OK. Here we have created the data form. So back to activity gate. Here if we can in your newly created folder we have to create simple form. Click on create simple form and take it as name it as data entry and the form is used to enter the data used for data entry and click on next. We have to go to application, and here we can see the data which we have which I have created earlier. I'm just editing it. Click OK. If you want to create it, just click on plus icon and we can create the form. Here I'm going to select that form. Here under layouts, we have to take the point of view, page, rows, column dimensions. Here point of view, we have taken view, intercompany, currency, multi-gap, product. Going to application, layouts, we have taken currency, intercompany, view, in product. And here on point of view, back to activity guide. Under page, we have taken year, period, scenario, consolidation, data source. Under page, we have year, scenario, um, data source, and consolidation. And we have year also. Back to activity guide. Under rows, we have movement account, and in columns, we have entity. Back to application, we have under rows, we have movement and account, and here we have the entity. Back to application. Here we have to add the row. If you want to add the row, click on it, and we can click on add and we can add the row. Back to application, back to activity guide, go into next. We have to select the we have to select the point. On the point of view, we have to select view as periodic view, currency as entity currency, intercompany as no intercompany, product as no product, multi-gap as FCCS local gap. Go into application. Under point of view, we have taken no product, product as no product, intercompany as no intercompany, view as periodic view, this is local gap, and currency is entity currency. Back to activity guide. We have mentioned these all. Next, we in under page, we have to select year, scenario, year, scenario, consolidation, data source. We have taken scenario as actual, consolidation as FCCS contribution total, and period as year total, and data source as the total data source. Back to application, we have taken these all. Year and data source, consolidation, scenario, year. Going to application, this is the image, a screenshot of that, and we have taken movement and changes due to issues of stock in the box, and click enter. Going back to next page. Here we have to if in row movement, we have in first row, we have to change due to issues of stock per moment, and account as common stock. Go to application. Here we have taken movement as FCS issues of stock, and here we have taken account as override accounts, common stock account. And row 2, we have changes in other current assets, and we have taken as account as 4,000. We are going to select it once again. Changes due to issues of stock 1. We are going to click on down arrow and click on edit. Here we can search for it for changes due to issues of stock. search for it, select it, click OK. Here under account, we have selected common stock, search for it. We have selected and here click OK. By the same way, in the second row, we have to edit it. Here we have changes in other current assets. Go to application, such as changes in other current assets. Search for it, select it and click OK. Here under account, we have taken 4,000. Search for it and select it and click OK. Here under third row, for movements, we have to edit it. Here we have changes in net income. Back to application, we have to search for it. Changes in net income. Search for it. And we have to select it and click OK. Under accounts, click on edit. 7,000. Search for it. Click on it. Click OK. Back to activity guide. We have already mentioned this all. We have and click save and select the business rule tab and console rule consolidation. Click add. Back to application. Go to business rule. Here we have already taken the consolidation rule. Go to application. We have selected console rule consolidation. We have already added it. Click on finish. The data entry form is done, completed. Now we are going to here. We have to select a newly created tab and click on edit it and create as consolidate data forms. Back to application. Here I'm renaming consolidation form. Click on it and click on edit. Back to activity guide. Here in the next page, we are going to click on deleting rows. Back to application. In under layouts, we are taken only before we have taken the uh, movement and account. Here we have to remove that rows. More three rows are added in the row session, and we have removed that two sessions and we have only one row here. Back to application. It have been like this. We are under movement. We have the closing balance and account as I descendants balance sheet. Back to application. Here we have account as I descendants balance sheet, and the movement here we have closing balance, and this is the entity as shell entity. Back to um, activity guide. Under POV, we have to take currency as FCCS intercompany top and US HCS YTD and currency as parent currency. Back to application. In the point of view, we have to say to select FCCS intercompany as top and view as FCCS YTD and currency as parent currency. Back to application. Here we have to log the suppress missing blocks and suppress missing data. Go to the application and we have to select these suppress missing blocks and suppress missing columns because we don't want to see the missing missing columns. Click save and finish it. Click save. Click OK. Just reviewing. In this way, we can see the data here. Click on finish. Back to the activity game. Going to next page. Here, to give this access to the forms, in the same way we have given dimensions security access, we can do the same access to forms also. Back to application. Here we have to select it and we have the security access icon here. Click on it. Go to groups. Click on add and we can give the access as a service administrator and we are giving right access and we have to add it. Click OK. Close. Close. Back to activity guide. Here we have created security access to forms. Yeah, this is the topics we have done now. Up to forms, the topics are done. Excuse me, Manjusha. Manjusha. Manjusha.
Manasa?
Hmm. Topics are done, Manjusha. Up to forms.
Manasa, can you hear my voice?
Yes, Manjusha. Manjusha.
Yes, Manasa.
Topics are done, Manjusha. Up to forms.
Okay, thank you, Manasa.